Hello dear students, today we'll be starting with the chapter number 4 of science, that is metals and non-metals. So in this chapter we'll be going through the physical and chemical properties of metals as well as non-metals. Some of the common examples of metals are copper, iron, gold, silver, aluminium, etc. Whereas the common examples of non-metals are chlorine, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, some of the gases, and phosphorus, iodine, etc. So students, let's start our chapter number 4, metals and non-metals, and the first topic is classification of elements. So on the basis of their properties, elements are classified as metals, non-metals and metalloids. As you all know that elements are those substances which are having only one type of particles, and elements are 119 known till date. So as we know that they are situated in the periodic table for the easy studying of their properties, that is chemical as well as physical. So here we will be classifying them as metals, non-metals and metalloids. So first of all, let's consider metals. Almost all metals are found in the earth's crust. Some metals are found in sea water, for example sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, etc. as salts. Most abundant metal in the earth's crust is aluminium. Gold, silver and platinum are found in free state as they are noble metals. Potassium, sodium and calcium are always found in combined state as they are very reactive. So this means that gold, silver, platinum, they are generally found in free state. Mostly they are found in free state, but sometimes they are also found in combined states. This is because they are less reactive or non-reactive, hence they are known as noble metals. Whereas potassium, sodium, calcium, they are present in the higher rank of reactivity series. That means they are very much reactive. So they cannot be found in free state because they react with one or the other thing. So they are found in combined state. Next one is minerals. Elements or compounds which occur naturally in the earth's crust are called minerals. For example, calcite, calcium carbonate, hematite which contains iron, magnetite also contains iron. So these type of ores of metals, they are known as minerals. Now what are ores? Ores are the minerals from which metals can be extracted conveniently and profitably. They are called ores. That means all ores are minerals, but not all minerals are ores. This is clear with the statement that minerals can be found in Earth's crust, but the percentage of metal in minerals is not obtained by us profitably, so they cannot be extracted. The metals cannot be extracted from the minerals. So from where the minerals can be extracted profitably, that means they are beneficial for us. The extraction process is very much expensive, so we should also get the profit. Therefore from the minerals which we can get the metals profitably, then they are known as ores. That means all ores are minerals, but not all minerals can be ores. Let's talk about non-metals. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, with oxygen, carbon and nitrogen being the third, fourth and seventh most abundant respectively. As hydrogen is present in all the stars of the universe, therefore it is the most abundant element. As you all know that sun is the closest star to the earth, so it is also having hydrogen gas and helium gas. What happens? The star gives the heat and light of its own because there is one chemical reaction taking place, that is nuclear fusion reaction in the stars. So stars are having hydrogen gas atoms which combine to form helium gas, and as a result of this fusion reaction a large amount of heat and light is liberated. So we also get the heat and light of sun. So universe is having the most abundant element hydrogen. Then on third, fourth and seventh position it is oxygen, carbon and nitrogen, which are non-metals. So now if we talk about gases like helium, neon, argon, they are noble gases. They occur in the 18th group, that is the last group of periodic table, and they are known as noble gases because they occur in free state and they are non-reactive. So they are present in monoatomic form. That means only single atom is present. They are not present in diatomic or triatomic form like hydrogen, which is present as H2, nitrogen, which is present as N2. So they are present in the form of diatomic or molecular form, whereas these gases helium, neon, argon, krypton and xenon, they are present in monoatomic form. That means only single atom is present. They do not react with each other, neither with any of the elements. So they are known as noble gases, similar to that as we have read in noble metals. Now the third one is metalloids. Metalloids have some properties of metals and non-metals. For example, boron, silicon, germanium, tellurium, arsenic and antimony. All these are metalloids. Most abundant is the silicon element in the earth's crust. It is found as silica and silicates. All of you are aware about soil. So soil is mainly having silicon. So in the earth's crust, the most abundant metalloid which is present is silicon. Also the glass is made up of silica. So it is also having silicon.